Welcome back, and it's exam day. In part 3 of this module, we'll cover a checklist of things that you can follow to make sure you're at your peak performance for exam day. First of all, you should feel confident that all of the hard work that you've put in is about to finally pay off. You have nothing to fear because you've taken all of the advice from this course and practiced implementing our tips. Barring that, you also want to make sure you're in your best possible shape to maximize your results. So here are some simple things to do to be your best self on exam day. Number 1, wake up early so you don't have to rush to get to the exam hall. Number 2, have a healthy breakfast with low GI foods to ensure consistent energy levels throughout the day. Number 3, drink fluids, especially water, because good hydration ensures optimal performance. Just make sure you go to the bathroom before the exam. Number 4, check the weather. If it looks like it's going to be cold, make sure you pack an extra layer. Number 5, do a check of all of the things that you'll need for the exam and make sure they're in your bag. This could include pens, pencils, or calculator, etc. It's also good planning to make sure you have a spare of the most important items, especially your pens. Number 6, take a watch with you and ensure that the batteries will last the entire exam. You want to make sure that you can track your time closely so you won't fall behind. And number 7, avoid the temptation to look through your study notes before the exam. You don't need to stress yourself out before going into the exam. Even when the exam starts, you want to be strategic. Once you sit at your table, put everything you need within easy reach, but make sure you still have room to write. If you're given reading time, make sure you use it wisely and allocate how you're going to use your exam time. Here's a few things to look out for during reading time. Quickly flip through every page on the paper, especially the back page, to make sure you don't miss any page entirely. Look at how the marks are distributed. Are there a lot of essay or short answer questions? Are there any questions that seem more difficult or more time consuming? When answering the questions, the most important thing is time allocation. You might want to leave a few minutes at the end to recheck your answers, or maybe allocate more time to questions you won't be able to answer as easily. The amount of time you allocate depends on you, but we recommend saving about 10 to 20% of the exam time just so you can go back and check your answers. Then you want to work out how to allocate your time per question. You don't want to be stuck on one question too long and then not give enough time to questions that may be worth more marks. The best way to know how to allocate time per question is like this. Divide the number of minutes available to you by the total marks of the exam paper. If you're allowed 2 hours with 100 marks of questions, then you first subtract the time that you want to leave for the end. If it's 20%, then that would be 24 minutes. So this leaves you with 96 minutes to answer 100 marks, so that's approximately 1 minute per mark. So naturally, if you have a 5-mark question, you wouldn't spend more than 5 minutes on that question. If you think you're going over time, it's best to skip that question and come back to it at the end of the exam. This method will ensure that you answer all the questions that you are strong in. And it gives you an extra 20 minutes at the end to do a final check and ensure that you haven't missed any questions. It's also better to have your own watch so you can keep a close eye on the time. Obviously, your preparation in learning the content will dictate how smoothly your exam goes. However, our techniques help create a more seamless approach. In the last part of this module, we'll discuss how to prepare for multiple exams. I'll see you there.